Bonjour YouTube, du coup, pour la deuxième VOD. Excusez-moi pour la dernière qui est sortie, problème technique grave, qui est arrivé sans que je puisse rien prévoir. En simple, j'ai 3 ventilos de façade sur le PC. Sur les 3, il y en a qu'un qui tournait, donc ça veut dire un mauvais refroidissement. De 2, la carte graphique ne supportait plus la qualité graphique max de Genshin Impact, donc elle était en train de saturer. De 3, OBS, ce avec quoi j'enregistre les VOD et tout, et quoi je fais le live, était en PLS parce que ces paramètres se sont changés tout seuls. Alors je ne les ai pas touchés depuis. De 4, mon driver graphique n'était pas à jour. Donc bah, évidemment ça aide pas. Et de 5, je sais plus ce que c'était. Je l'ai dit pour l'instant à l'instant aux collègues, je sais plus ce que c'était. Mais de 5, bah, j'avais une autre merde. Donc j'avais 5 merdes qui faisaient que bah, ça déconnait. Je suis désolé. On va donc reprendre dans la même soirée, du coup, hein, pour le live et pour ceux qui sont sur les VOD, bah, du coup, ça sera une semaine après. Ça fera 2 VOD au lieu d'une. Les chroniques tribales des aides des canopées. Juste avant, je viens de ramasser. Putain, je viens de ramasser ça. Je me co, je me balade, je chope ça, ici. Donc, c'est au fin fond de l'inventaire. Je compte sur vous. Quand on sera dans l'exploration de Natlan, quand on y sera, donc d'ici un bon moment, de me rappeler que j'ai ça. Parce que là, j'ai plein d'éléments de partout, de tous les trucs que j'ai pas tout fini. Donc sur la game, la game secondaire, bah, on fera tout. Et je me ferai chier à tout retrouver, hein, pour tout faire. Et après, de mon côté en perso, je refouillerai toute la zone que j'ai déjà faite avant. Mais à partir de Natlan, on fera tout ensemble. Je sais pas pourquoi, du coup, j'ai chopé ça. Donc, faites-moi penser quand on explorera Natlan à ça, au papier au bord vert. Voilà. On retourne à la bonne place. Merci. Et on va continuer, du coup, les aides des canopées. Expérience focalisée, toujours activée. C'est bon, pas de lag à l'animation, on est d'accord? Non, c'est bon, que ça me fasse pas mentir. Et je sais plus ce que c'est le 5e truc, mais il y avait un 5e truc. Alors oui, du coup, petit récap pour ceux qui arrivent depuis la semaine dernière pour la VOD. On avait fait le premier acte où on avait rencontré 2 gamins qui étaient partis chercher leur petite bestiole, comme ça, bébé qui s'était barré. Et ils ont donc rencontré un gars à lunettes qui leur a dit oui, je vais vous aider, mais racontez-moi des histoires. Et il leur a tiré les verres du nez avec des histoires et des trucs comme ça sans jamais les aider. En gros. Et là, on était parti pour voir Kinich.
What were you thinking, going out by yourself? Don't you know how dangerous it is?
It's okay. Toba helped me. And we met some kind strangers who helped us. And...
Kind strangers? What made you so sure they were so kind, huh?
Yeah, actually, they did. Big gold letters.
Don't talk back to me. The Mountain King problem still hasn't been solved. What would I do if I lost you too? No dinner for you tonight.
They were good people, Dad. Dinner or no dinner. Hello again, Huni. It's Miss Paimon and Mr. Traveler. Dad, it's them. They're the ones who helped me. And I promised we'd take care of them if they came.
Oh, so you're the kind strangers. Well, I'm Trinidad. Apparently, you helped my daughter today, so if there's anything you need, just ask. As an elder of the Scions of the Canopy, I've got some influence around here. Now, I trust that you're sensible people who know better than to take advantage of their host's generosity.
Nous passions simplement par là et nous lui avons donné un coup de main. Mais si vous insistez, nous ne dirions pas non à 1 million de Mora. Connard, t'en as déjà 33 des millions de Mora.
1 million Mora. Kinich! Wait! I heard that two mysterious travelers from afar showed up at the Stadium of the Sacred Flame? Are
And Paimon's the other.
I do apologize. A lot's been going on in our tribe lately, and I suppose the pressure must be getting to me. I can't believe I was so rude to you. I feel ashamed.
Oh, now we're talking. Seriously, though, don't worry about it. Already forgotten. We're just happy to see Huni got home safe and sound.
Oh, you just arrived, I take it, and it would be my honor to give you a hero's...
Careful now. That's quite an about face. We've heard
My dear traveler, you are very perceptive indeed. Go inside now, Huni. Dad's got some important business to discuss.
Okay. Look out for Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon. They're very special guests. Well, we'll hear you out, but we can't make any promises that
Well, this is a matter of utmost importance. Please, for many years, our tribe has celebrated the Turnfire Night. It is a traditional ceremony among the scions of the Canopées in which Burkina was a hero who bore the ancient name Malipo, and Kangamato was a powerful Yumkasor warrior. Together, they fought against the Abyss. They were victorious, but it came at a great cost. Burkina paid with his life. The Mountain King survived, but was normally, Yumkasors never live longer than a century. It is possible that the abyssal power is responsible for his unnaturally long lifespan. Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of the abyssal power inside him is highly sensitive, and when it is disturbed, he awakens and flies into a blind rage. So, besides the ceremony, another important part of Turnfire Night each year is cleansing the abyssal power inside the Mountain King, so that he... However, abyss-related incidents have been on the rise in that land lately, as I'm sure you're both aware. Only 5 months have passed since the last Turnfire Night, and he's already showing signs of instability.
Has he woken up again?
He has. We managed to contain the situation by performing a makeshift ceremony right away. Also, he attacked and wounded my companion, Nana, during the ceremony. She became contaminated by the abyss as a result, and...
We heard. Such a tragedy. We're really...
Yes, and Nana wasn't the first. Anyway, right now we're preparing for an exceptional Turnfire Night ceremony, and we need to find a suitable flame bearer, of course. Plus, he's a bona fide hero who inherited the Malipo name.
Oh, c'est Kinich, Kinich.
You mean Kinich?
Yes, he's the one. A hero, worth his weight in gold. And unfortunately for us, he's all too aware of that. An exceptional ceremony? Oh, I'll have to charge an exceptional price. I swear, no other concept exists in that boy's brain. I'm not the one to usually talk about people behind their backs, but I'm convinced the Wayab got hit on the head and took a wrong turn the day it chose to give that ancient name. Oh, and don't get me started on that insufferable Ahau he hangs around with.
Yeah, Paimon has to agree on that last part.
Anyway, the fact is, the ceremony can just as easily be done without him as long as we can find someone else. And besides, you two seem like much better candidates. Well, there's only a few days left before the ceremony. We can't afford to waste what little time... Wonderful! I can't thank you enough. Huni was right. Come with me to the other side of the mountain. I'll bring you up to speed on each step of the ceremony.
Ouais, maintenant on est désormais le chef de maître de la cérémonie. C'est parti!
Curses! Who dares insult the great Kahul Ahau?
Oh, great Kahul Ahau, bless you.
Shut your filthy mouth, worm of the abyss! Your putrid words defile the air we breathe.
Speaking as a member of the Abyss Order, that's music to my ears. Exactly the kind of reaction we're going for. But on a personal level, I gotta say...
Ugh, Never have we heard such brazen blustering from someone who is inches from death. Up yours, Four Eye!
Okay, well, that I am at a loss to explain. But I digress. Mr. Kinich, I admit it. You, sir, are a legendary hunt. You see, I'm very interested in the...
Okay.
Is that it? K? Aren't you intrigued to know what it is about? It's the extreme sports! The other day, I narrowly avoided getting hit by a very brave soul who just leaped off a cliff. Look, I even did a painting inspired...
You scum-sucking swine! I swear, if you go bungee jumping, it'll be without a rope! Head first off the tallest cliff, with a band of hunters on your tail, and nowhere left to run, and a bottomless cesspit waiting for you on
Il me gave, j'avoue.
You say that, but I get the sense that Mr. Kinich isn't planning to take my life right now. On top of that, I'm tired of spying on you from afar. I've heard that the most important thing in human relationships is to...
Or you could tell me what it is you're really after.
Il a des yeux, Kinich, ils sont incroyables.
What?
And then I'll name my price.
Speed of light!
Et le point de TP qui est sur le dessus.
The abyss contamination is back. No surprise. See those torches over there? Those are the Sacred Flame offshoots that we requested from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame.
Are you saying that the sacred flame and the turn...
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the legendary Turnfire isn't exactly an option. More to the point, though, the Sacred Flame is able to burn away abyssal filth, so that's why we use it in the ceremony.
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up the filth with...
Well, that's one part of it, yes. But the complete ceremony... First, the flame bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame from the starting point, then use a grappling hook to... Then, they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers. Lighting... The most skilled flame bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once. As much as I hate to admit it, Kinich is capable of that.
Wow! He can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground? Well, of course, Paimon can. It'd be much harder.
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of the ceremony. The flame bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar, then come back to it after lighting the next one.
So, what actually happens if you do turn back?
Well, if you're not careful, you might get burned.
What about today, then? Does the same rule apply?
Oh, no. Don't worry. Today is just a practice. The order doesn't matter. You just need to take the sacred flame, cleanse the filth, then go light. Are you ready?
L'autre gamine, elle disait ouais, quand tu fais ça, tu vas mourir et tout. Non, juste te brûler, c'est tout.
Key
Ou
points
pire.
again. Gather the kindling, cleanse the filth, and light all the braziers. I'll wait for you at the end.
Alright, let's use this permission. There's abyssal filth over there. Let's burn it away with the sacred flame.
Qu'il faut juste y balancer à la gueule, quoi, d'accord. J'ai raté. C'est pas facile. Or, je trouve que je suis nul. C'est pas impossible. Ah, là-bas le dernier.
That should be all the braziers. Let's regroup with Trinity.
I knew I was right about you. You have out. If there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers, I'm sure the Wyab would consider you.
Yeah, although it would probably take Paimon quite a bit longer.
All right, now there's still a few days left until the ceremony.
Oh, you mean they've still got a
Some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kinich, but that's only because they haven't seen you in action. Still, I'm the one responsible for securing a flame bearer, and my recommendation is you.
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind.
See that place over there? There was a time, long before the age of Burkina and the Mountain King, when we, Scions up after a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. If we failed to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, it might not... So, to answer your question, I think everyone...
Fair enough. Desperate times call.
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before the ceremony, if that's all right. There are still a few final details that we need to discuss.
Okay, see you later then.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this one feels a little...
Ah, Kinich qui surveille de loin. Acte 3.
Traveler? Paimon.
Kinich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually...
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accept...
Oh, the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still...
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. and I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true intention is to resolve the Mountain King problem.
Once and for all? You mean this?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom?
To his death.
Whoa, are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations.
Too blunt? Okay. There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be hoping that during the course of the ceremony...
But that's ridiculous! He told us the Mountain King is a living...
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory comes at a price. Yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to lose her life either.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way?
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, in past ceremonies we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance. To keep him alive, but also keep him asleep.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did.
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting with Elder Trinidad? I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions, but we can talk more later. Good. See you soon.
Allez.
Mighty Outlanders, you have returned.
It was,
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds, including... There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past. We need to move with the times.
plus, Kinich doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time for us to discuss the finer details of the ceremony. We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification of the Mountain King. It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and one point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel, the longer...
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the flame bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the abyss, and you seem to wield the sacred flame quite effortlessly. With your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body.
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of That's all you really need to know? The ceremony's in 3 days? In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the price.
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people. I'll be sticking around for the next few days, so if you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Seems like Kinich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
You're here.
Kinich, Elder Trinidad said that.
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival. That should have been my duty as chief.
Hello, Chief Wyna.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. First, however, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain Kings, every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer, to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the... This is our history and our heritage. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come to the Mountain King. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter.
Running away won't solve anything. You just need some time to think this through, that's all. Don't worry.
Thank you both. There are still 3 days left before the ceremony.
So, Kinich, earlier you were...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get...
T'es déjà dehors, Paimon.
Kinich, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the Flamebearer this time, because it's...
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid. I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on.
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about how...
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, anyway, moving on. When we ran into a how, he said you two were...
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the Abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different sizes. So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue living.
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy.
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged period in... Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict the issue is. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about protecting the people he cares, and he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past, but making your kin pay the price for it? No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume, because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the Abyss for our own ends isn't gonna end well. After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place.
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved quickly, everyone will be stuck in
Ouais,
a
c'est un gros dilemme, quoi. Il veut garder les vestiges du passé pour l'histoire, pour les récits et tout, ce qui est admirable, mais en même temps, bah ouais, ça met en danger les autres. En vrai, c'est une vraie problématique. Ça peut s'appliquer à plein de choses dans la vie de tous les jours.
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're
All I need you to do is keep people away from me. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. If you help me out,
Ooh, what kind of gift?
something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes that way. I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll...
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a dare, and even if it works, what if neither Chief Wyna...
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows, maybe we'll come up with an even better...
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe. Good luck to us both.
Allez, c'est parti pour faire la soubrette de tout le monde.
I'm all for work-life balance. Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kinich's back.
Les deux gamins.
Pony, how can you call them... Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened.
It wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's...
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick?
Toba, Pony, what's...
Pony's saying nasty things about the Mountain King.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change. As of today, our friendship is... Oh, come on! Cut it out, you two! The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night!
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs.
Wait! Speaking of Kinich...
Oh yeah, good question. We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure to get...
No! We can't let that happen! I've never even spoken to him before!
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kinich, I'm sorry, Toba. Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that she's...
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and Paimon, Kinich, and for Nana...
Ah, c'est que des enfants, c'est pas le plus compliqué, hein.
That's more like it. Now you're back. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure I say it. I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as... Let's just hope we can... Come on, let's move on.
Où est-ce qu'on va aider maintenant?
Huh? What's going on over there? Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved?
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding... This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might...
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually...
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person.
Ah, voilà qui est fait.
What? Oh, it's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flame Bearer since I'm not taking part this time around.
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night?
You must be joking. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame.
Oh, very impressive.
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders is Saurian companion. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. But the way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know...
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the Canopy knows. Wherever you are and where... I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test.
What's the Saurian...
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about... Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient Saurian...
Oh, yeah, him. Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes...
Really? That sounds,
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make... Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved in...
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use it as my... But after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. Or... You look like you know your way around a fight.
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right?
Wait, you're seriously gonna...
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into...
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep in the bowels of the Night Kingdom, and it wouldn't burn a single hair off your... Of course it is. All right, come with me.
Prendre une photo. Il n'y a plus de stam. Où est sa fresque?
There it is.
Ah ouais.
It's inside these ruins. As you...
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago.
Great minds think alike. I'm not about...
Hey! Shower me with the... Let's... Don't blink! Hey!
Touché.
Cut to the chase. Speed of light. This way. Incoming.
Voilà.
That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense to stay in his house. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural.
Oui, oui, c'est un saurien. J'ai cru que c'était une fée au début. Une fée de feu.
True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole huge wall.
This looks more like someone with a paintbrush got bored and started doodling. It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. Whatever. We're not here to decipher it. Just... That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
Il est tombé sur
You've been
qui?
robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my luck was bad.
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show for.
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the. Hey, Ponche! Come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna.
Wait, are you?
Huh? You already.
I don't...
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and that...
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Everyone speaks incredibly highly of them. Seriously.
Really? All I want is to get the fruits of my labor.
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book, Yupanqui's Turnfire.
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last ruin. On the word Malipo alone, I covered at least 5 different interpretations of the meaning based on accounts.
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk. He snatched all of my belongings.
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it. Look at him.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If only for Toba and Tiago's sake, please help.
See what I mean, Ponche? Now you've run into these two, you're like...
I don't know if he's still there, but come on, I'll take you.
Je vais prendre TP Kialo tant qu'à faire. Et pour ça. Voilà.
Hey! You thief!
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved. Oh, what's this? Brought a little bodyguard with you, huh?
Mathias a 8 mains.
All right. Let's see what you eat first, suckers!
Oh, j'ai de poussière, il est sérieux. Oh, il s'est barré. Ok.
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good? Let's chase him down!
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, I can't run any longer. Please. I don't have your stuff.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it then? You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book. All that time lying in wait was for nothing.
Is that really the truth?
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth. May all my worldly possessions...
Okay, that's a pretty strong... What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before...
Une grotte cachée. Kinich.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Hoytsit
Ah.
it always comes with the more ominous implication of eventual tragedy. This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died of no— This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always watching the name bearer, examining their actions, and eventually demanding payment in return. You Punky's Turnfire. What an incredible work on ancient name philology. I can't believe it was just lying there for me. Let me see. The author is Punch.
Silence, book muncher. The great Cahool.
Do you truly find no joy at all?
Joy? What joy?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe—
What? You're saying Kinich will die a violent— When will that glorious day arrive?
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You make us a—
Silence, maggot! To presume that
Ouais.
anyone compares your kind with the great
Ah ouais, en fait, ouais, Adjao, c'est vraiment une viscère profonde.
Oh, you're due.
You don't need to lecture. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms to heavenly thrones to worlds beyond, there are no exceptions. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the confines of time. And you, great Cahool Ahau, are one such speck of dust. Now, let me take a good look at you.
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find—
Does that mean all of my...
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind—
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire night is because I hoped that maybe it might, well, not exactly, but I thought my research might...
Oh, really? So what—
I think the key to all of this lies in the power...
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case, given that it first arose in the era of the first
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff by you.
I'm not talking about childhood superstitions here.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived longer, not shorter?
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly—
Et ouais, un petit Bruto, oui. Et bien Bruto, qui est tenu plus longtemps que les autres. Sumeru, si vous vous rappelez, au début de Sumeru, je sais plus à quel moment c'est, on a une petite tente où a séjourné Lumine. Donc en fait, où Heather a vu ce qu'a vu Lumine, ou alors à l'inverse si vous jouez Lumine, hein, et où on se rend compte qu'en fait, c'est là en fait là où on comprend que les Brutocolinus sont les anciens de Kenria qui ont été reforgés, entre guillemets, qui ont été ressuscités par les abysses. Il me semble que c'est à ça qu'ils font référence.
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual involving a tit-for-tat exchange.
Non, c'est à Fontaine. À Fontaine, le Bruto dans la tôle. Celui qui s'était changé en gamin. J'ai plus son nom. Après, ça peut faire référence aux deux en soi aussi. Quoique, Paimon n'a pas connu l'un, donc je pense que c'est plus sa suite Fontaine que ça fait référence.
It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom.
Hey. Sorry to—
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kinich, what are you doing?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up.
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but...
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the history of the turn.
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go.
Je serai là. Allez, on se barre. Alors, où est-ce qu'il veut qu'on me pose? Où est-ce qu'il veut qu'on me parle, Kinich? Qu'est-ce qu'il va me dire?
Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works.
Sounds like you're not considering
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical...
yet. Are you saying you think he might actually be onto something?
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain King. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him, and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe it was just out of loyalty to his friend. Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the moment he took the Malipo name, it makes...
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a straight face?
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. His mind is so disordered. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering and feels great shame.
What? Then what should we do?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Ending his life would... Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters. And...
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our hearts next time?
Then let's break for the day.
On attend demain. Ouais, enfin, attends tout à l'heure, du coup. Est-ce que ça va marcher ou pas? Non. C'est vraiment le lendemain. Ok, là-bas. Ça amène dans la faille qu'il y a ici. Et on va là.
You're here.
Oh, so, the group? Very well. The almighty dragon lord, Kahula shall grant...
Kinich, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out of control as ever.
Hey! No one gets to discipline the almighty dragon lord, Kahula. No one!
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon to compare against.
Is that a compliment?
C'est le seul qui la complimente vraiment, Paimon, hein, quand même.
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a lot.
Kinich! Ugh! We could drown this measly flying ant in one... Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down...
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly...
With pleasure. You don't need to ask twice.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy. The Rift Towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the Rift. You'll find out soon enough. They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Incoming. Nowhere to hide. Let the show begin. Hey! Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
Ah oui, d'accord.
You see, Kinich?
Direct.
Man of my word. In fact, I'd say I under-promised and over-delivered. Nifty little gizmo.
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. I made a promise. Cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells him out to the abyss.
Huh? And
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh, Mr. Kinich, this is not what we agreed
La
on.
gueule qu'on a déjà niqué ça.
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking, but it looks like you've already met.
J'ai déjà battu.
Yikes. Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kind of pictured this moment going a little differently. Tears of joy welling
Vieil
up in
ami,
your
cousin.
eyes as you say,
don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been...
here we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well then, time.
Sanka! Aha! So you're Glasses Guy! You tricked Huni...
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside that counts.
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting?
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I've said before. But my one quibble is that you really...
Wait. Of course. You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity.
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are far more low stakes. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books.
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events, so I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him...
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, that would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula How. But now I've run into you. Just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire. Wait, does that count?
How? You are the worst of the worst! There is no betrayal. The almighty dragon...
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant.
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective, Mr. Enjo.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really our thing. Otherwise, we might as well change our name from the Abyss
L'internat de l'abîme.
to the Abyss Boarding School.
Au moins il a de l'humour.
Abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kinich! Dispose of him! He is of no further use to us!
Traveler?
Menace pour nous tous, c'est le parti. Jamais une vraie menace dans l'ordre de l'abîme. Soit on le nargue, soit on le défonce. Ah, je sais pas quoi faire. Je le nargue ou je le défonce? L'ordre de l'abîme est une menace pour nous tous. Laissez-le partir. Soit jamais une vraie menace dans l'ordre de l'abîme. Ah, c'est dur. C'est dur. Parce que lui a pas une grande gueule. Après, j'ai bien envie de l'éclater. Hein. Il a fait chier deux gamins. On fait perdre leur temps. Ouais, allez.
Hey now, I may be unlowly. I could never beat you in a straight-up fight. But when it comes to running away, I won't lose to... Do me a favor And remember how fast I disappear. Maybe then you'll show me a little respect.
Darn, he got away again. Couldn't you have stopped him?
It's all right. He's not worth our time and energy.
Dessus, je veux me
Besides, it
battre.
seems like he's in debt to a lot of people. I'm sure they'll keep him busy.
If you say so. Still, Paimon's
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it the Abyss Order or anything else, think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that they're all at different stages of ripening. Even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully grown can still be brewed into a fine wine. Everything...
Huh. Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not such a bad apple.
Jusqu'à la moelle.
Of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord. Kahula how! Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely...
Don't worry, he can't hurt a fly. You could...
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with a terrible cost attached.
Such as a how watching me like a ravenous vulture?
Vulture? Vulture? We are...
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night.
Oh, yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making Paimon a little...
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. See you tomorrow.
Et la nuit de demain. Et les trucs qui font que t'es obligé de faire un tour d'horloge, c'est chiant. Là, tu finis le truc, t'es censé avoir 3 jours, là ça en fait 5 en fait. Le troisième, c'est quand je devais attendre 8 heures pour venir le voir. Et là, bah voilà, en fait. Du coup, là, ça fait... En théorie, on a 2 jours de retard.
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
Et du coup, c'est lui qui a ramassé le livre.
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear you've done much for our people these last few days. Everyone has nothing but praise for you. Many young people have heard the rumors too. They're all eager to meet our new...
Well, they won't have to wait for long. We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smoothly. Seems like a lot of people have been worrying about it, huh?
Well, it's nearly time. So, if you're ready...
Il m'a recommandé Pyro.
Of course, there's no...
On a un perso Pyro. À la place de Barbara. On va prendre. Comme ça.
Next time, be sure to make a proper appointment.
Elle est montée, Yann Fei ou pas? Je peux l'élever? Ah ouais. Depuis quand? On va se faire prier, hein. Ok, artefact, ouais. Elle a quelques trucs.
Are you ready?
S'il faut un perso pyro, on prend Yann Fei.
Here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days. I hope you'll allow us to thank you properly.
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task. No need to make extra work for your...
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, no cost is too...
A resolution will come in due course. But every great fire starts as a tiny spark.
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief. But it's been far too long since... Look around you. Can't you see how our numbers have dwindled since the last turn fire night?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and could not make it back in time.
That may be so, but...
Good evening, Traveler in Paimon.
Kinich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the Traveler a few pointers as the
Very well. But make it quick. Let me know when you're done, and we will begin the ceremony.
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of the ceremony with you yet?
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but, what a surprise! The flying ant has an ant...
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet. See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn.
Ouais, d'accord, ils sont bien plus hauts.
Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame to the final altar.
That sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one, then come back. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. If that happens, I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
Ouais, ouais, tu tournes en spirale.
So that's our part.
I'll be with you the whole way. And once you've lit the altar, I'll start You can leave that side of things to me.
Okay, we'll try to remember all that and get it right the first time.
Ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just now. Maybe you should say hi before you start. Just tell the chief when you're ready.
Mr. Traveler, you're gonna make sure the Mountain King never threatens us again. I believe in you. I'll be cheering you on the whole time.
C'est mignon, Uni. Allez.
How are you doing?
On est prêt.
I'm counting on you. Don't... By past fuel and present flame, my brothers and sisters, the time has come to light the fire once again, and let the Turnfire night shine bright in Hoytzitlan.
Obtenir une feu du sanctifeu une fois allumé. 0 pour l'allumer. Oui, ça fait la spirale.
Go get the sacred flame.
Premier, c'est lui.
Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff. You're over halfway. Keep it up.
Concrètement, je devrais pas me poirer parce qu'ils sont tous à la suite. On sait jamais, hein. C'est le mode où on parle là.
Just one more to go.
Bah, il en reste plus qu'un.
Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead.
Ok. Et maintenant?
Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave. Almost there. The cave is just up ahead.
Pas de bras zéro derrière, non, c'est bon. Non, je vais voir le succès que j'avais eu, mais d'accord.
The Abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first.
Glisse. Si. Oh putain, j'espère qu'il fallait pas faire un contour pour lui aussi. Ça me ferait chier si c'est ça.
There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Une torche qui m'entoure d'abord. Ok. Mais non, descend. Ah, mais j'ai déjà battu lui une fois. Pour le truc des échos là. Ah, mais c'est bien, ils font l'event des traces d'art où il faut le battre avant l'histoire. Non, mais c'est pratique, c'est logique, bien joué.
That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago. He's very powerful.
Paimon can tell. He is huge. Let's tread carefully.
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony. Please use the power.
There's no need this time.
What?
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich, what is the meaning of...
Is that a beastly rift?
Chief Wyna, Elder Trinidad. This is about to...
What do you think you're doing?
Solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to pieces by rift hounds?
No, stop! We...
Foolish locusts! Can't you see? We're trying to shove your Locust King in.
But...
I'm sorry, Chief Wyna and Elder Trinidad. This is the only...
Can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination. Okay, I see what this is.
You imbecile!
Oh no!
You forced my hand. I had no choice.
Elder Trinidad!
No! The Mountain King is waking up!
Everyone, out! Now!
Et lui, celui-là, il est con, qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
Well, it seems there's only one way to awaken you all from your... Take me, oh Mountain King! Take me!
Et ta fille, du con.
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand. Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. I can use those against him. Yeah, that's it.
The law has...
C'était un one shot, merci Young Fate, c'était très...
Who can play at that game?
Bow before your king! The dead would blaze! Dragon claw, strike a pop!
Roll. Cut to the chase. What do we do? We can't open the rift!
Kill me! Put an end! Whites at launch! Shame!
By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kongamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
Ok. Non mais oui.
Pretty eventful day yesterday, huh? Paimon wonders how things are doing now.
Traveler, you've come at just the right... Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns...
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon
Is everyone in your tribe such a risk?
We're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown. He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. We don't understand the mechanism behind it. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding out, while also preventing further abyssal energy from seeping in and infecting him.
Bah, ça fait qu'il est stable du
I've
coup.
never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred flame. Similar to the way burned wood becomes... I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never thrown the Mountain King directly into the sacred flame before.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable. No longer will we need to perform an annual cleansing ceremony.
Wow. That's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appeared, and that fire is what saved the Mountain King.
Whoa! So that was the real turn fire?
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever known the Turnfire as a concept, and if anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name.
Ah, so Kinich then. Why don't we...
Alors, on va y aller, une petite paiement. On y va, on y va. Il y a l'autre, la grotte, on va aller là.
Hey, Kinich!
Hey yourselves.
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon head?
Sorry, I couldn't just stand and watch the mountain.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to
The sacred flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power.
Kinich, when you went into the flames, were you
Intending to what?
to, do the same thing?
Sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on keeping the Mountain King alive, not on... But now I'm curious. What made you think I was going to sacrifice myself?
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the... And Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange, right?
So you've heard that rumor too. I'm afraid I can't say for sure. What happened yesterday was a first for me too.
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably no one in the world who does.
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the Mountain King summoned it himself.
The Mountain King? Then, what price did he pay?
The core meaning of price is not atonement or compensation, but what you're willing to give up in order to obtain what you want. It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end, the Mountain King chose the...
Alright, so...
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot in his territory. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with. Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he didn't respond.
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly lost. Its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power of the Abyss. But time has been less kind to its soul. But we saw him come back. That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked. As you humans would say, it went out with a bang. Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. Paimon bets the Mountain King has finally let go of the trap. That's why he doesn't have time to chat with us. He's too...
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for us, remember?
But he ended up being completely useless. It's not...
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless. Besides...
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. I can't... So, promise me. If you need anything in the future, for you, I'll do anything.
Deal. C'est sympa aussi celle-là. C'est sympa cette quête tribale.
So, in the end, only poor little Hoonie got the sad ending?
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. First Nana, then my dad.
Honey, it'll be okay.
Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face.
Now hold your horses, kiddo. If you promise not to fight... Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrows burned off by the turnfire after All right, I'll just get to the point. Do you...
What?
Your extreme sports.
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. It's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the courage it took to make the jump impressed the heck out of me. So...
Oh, such a nice friend.
Of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got captured by a powerful foe. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned, scolded, and nearly given away as a gift. Why does Uncle Sanka always have to suffer, I thought. So I feel your pain, Hoonie. I was in this, but in the end, I made it through, and I left all of those painful memories in the past.
Is that it? The moral of the story is to look forward in life, right? Yeah, we've heard that one millions of times.
Very smart, Hoonie, but not quite smart enough. What I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with my friend, I found her injuries were all healed, but she really missed her. She's right behind you. Turn around and...
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not falling for that one again. Huh?
Ils ont retrouvé j'arrive jamais à le dire, leur sourire.
The sun is out. Our work's done for the day. Shall we take a...
That's the end? That's the end. Ok. C'est quoi ça? C'est du loot de boss. Ok. Pas de quête finale là-dessus? Non. Ok. Remettre Barbara. On va mettre Barbara ici. Voilà. Ouais, c'est que j'ai eu un succès tout à l'heure. Adieu compagnon. Ouais, c'est quand ça te fait quitter de force le Yumakosaur, quoi, d'accord. Pas compliqué à voir. Ah, est-ce qu'on a de quoi faire des vœux? Voyons voir. On s'en fout, on va donc pull Kinich pour la collection parce que je crois que j'ai déjà la Shogun. Je suis des personnages. La Shogun. Elle est là. Donc ouais, on va pull Kinich. Boutique, on en a 1000. On peut en prendre 10. On peut faire un pool de 15. Enfin, un pool de 10 du coup. On est à combien? 5. 5. Et on avait perdu une dernier 50-50. Donc en théorie, on est sûr d'avoir Kinich si on arrive à peu près 60, 70 ou 80. En théorie. En pratique, bon, le hasard. Alors. Avec 5 de pity. Est-ce qu'on refait le coup de la dernière fois? Non. Après, il y a Kuju Sara qu'on peut avoir que j'ai pas encore.
I am Kujo Sara.
Just need to ask.
But this you must know. On my watch, Inazuma will always be defended. And
Just need to ask and you receive. Parfait. Ça. Nouveau perso. Et Ici, j'ai pas de quoi faire des poules. Et on va voir qui joue ça. Elle joue quoi, elle, comme arme? Je vais pas la jouer beaucoup. Je suis pas archer. On va monter de ce qu'on peut déjà. On va peut-être faire d'autres poules du coup. On peut pas monter plus. Ah ouais, on va pas la monter vite. On va pas la jouer là. Voyons voir. On peut faire un pool de perma. Et ben on va pas s'en priver. Hein? Un pool de perma, voyons voir où on en est. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. On a 70, il y a des chances qu'on tire un 5 étoiles. En vrai, si je peux avoir Kicking, ce serait pas mal. Je la passe C1 ou C1 ou C2, elle va Kicking, je ne sais plus. Bon bah j'ai une épée, c'est cool. L'épée du faucon, je crois pas que je l'avais. Je crois pas l'avoir celle-là. Non, j'ai pas. Elle a une belle gueule. Elle irait bien à Jean, je pense. Bah je crois que c'est l'arme de Jean en fait. Simplement. Augmente à 20% parce que je pense qu'il y a des dégâts de... Du coup, de se réveiller sur les tendances 100%. Elle a des bonnes stats en plus. Hein. Elle est en dégâts physiques, mais elle a des bonnes stats. Et je crois que c'est l'arme de Jean.
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
Elle lui va trop bien. Ouais, je crois que c'est son arme. Je crois vraiment que c'est son arme. Je la garde et... Je crois que c'est son arme en plus. Donc, j'ai eu Jean il y a pas longtemps. Maintenant, j'ai son arme. Bah, il n'y a rien à dire. Hein, c'est un bon timing. Tac. Je vais quand même vérifier sur Internet. Jean, Genshin, Impact. Blablabla. Non, c'est pas son arme. C'est pas celle-là. Ouais, il y en a qui lui mettent l'épée de Favonius. Où est-ce qu'elle est l'épée de Favonius? Éclair des impasses. Oh, elle est stylée, celle aussi. L'épée de Favonius. Ah ouais, c'est peut-être celle-là. Ah, ce serait peut-être plus celle-ci, ouais, la sienne. Bah non, c'est une... chaque 5 étoiles à son arme, normalement. J'ai pas regardé l'arme qu'elle avait dans les mains quand je les poule. J'ai pas regardé. C'est ça, bah ouais, c'est l'épée de Favonius qu'elle a dans les mains. Non, c'est pas l'épée de Favonius. Elle tourne dans l'autre sens, la garde. Là, quand elle la tient droite, la garde, elle va vers sa... Attends. Elle va vers sa droite. Alors que sur l'image, elle va vers sa gauche. Bon, je vais lui laisser celle-là. C'est une 5 étoiles. Au moins, on n'a plus une épée de merde, déjà. On peut déjà voir ça comme ça. Améliorer comme on peut. Voilà, terminé. Si, je pense que c'est son arme. Je pense que c'est pas son arme pour la méta, mais je pense que c'est l'arme qui lui est attribuée normalement. Elle est d'un rare raffinement. Une sobriété, enfin une sobriété, pas vraiment sobre, mais elle a de belles fioritures. Je pense que c'est son arme dédiée. C'est vrai que ça devrait être noté ça sur les armes 5 étoiles. Comme celle-là, c'est celle de Furina. Celle-là, c'est une arme d'Azur, on s'en fout. Ça, c'est celle de Xiao. Je crois que ça c'est celle de épée du faucon. Donc, ouais, c'est celle de Jean. Monstre déjà délai. Bah non, mais je suis. Attends, mais je suis trop con. Ouais, mais attends, je suis vraiment trop con. Bah non, non. C'est pas Jean qui est en tirage. J'allais dire juste à regarder ici. Mais oui, mais c'est pas Jean qui est en tirage. C'est qu'il n'y aura pas son arme. Ouais, bah oui. Bah du coup, oui, on va. On fera des poules de Kinich quand on peut. Sachant que là, ça va être tendu parce que je vais devoir farmer solo. Parce que le reste, ça se passe sur la deuxième game. Donc, on fera des poules aussi sur l'autre, hein, évidemment. Histoire d'avoir un peu de hype et tout. Mais c'est quand même celui-ci qui prime. Parce que l'autre, une fois que j'ai fini sous les roues fontaine, on l'abandonne. Sur ce, je vous dis à tous une bonne soirée. J'ai pioté, je suis claqué. Une bonne fin de vidéo, une bonne fin de VOD. Si vous... Ouais. Comme d'hab, je sais pas comment on finit. Sur ce, bonne soirée YouTube.